Hello, future LPTs! Welcome back to the channel where we make your lab review journey easier and more effective. Today, we're diving into another TLE or TVTE review session to help you master the concepts and strategies you need to pass the licensure examinations for professional teachers. This is lab review and drills for TLE and TVTE Majorship, Industrial Arts Automotive Concepts. 50 items with rationalization, Part 4 for September 2025. So, you may grab a piece of paper and a pen to answer. The correct answer will be shown right after each number. A 10 seconds timer is allotted. So make sure to answer all the questions honestly and do not hesitate to finish the video. And please tap like, turn on the notification bell for incoming uploads. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos. Let's begin. Before we'll start, disclaimer, no copyright infringement intended. This is for educational purposes only. All the following questions found on this video belong to the rightful owner. So let's start. Number 1. The first modern 3-point seat belt was developed by which car maker? A. Toyota, B. Volvo, C. Ford, D. Mercedes-Benz. Answer, letter B, Volvo. Volvo developed the 3-point seat belt in 1959. Invented by engineer Niels Boldin, it became a standard safety feature in cars. And did you know that when Volvo invented the 3-point seat belt, they made the patent free for all competitors to use in order to save lives, because it had more value as a free life-saving tool than something to profit from. That's Volvo. For letter A, Toyota, it is a major car maker, but not the developer of the modern 3-point seatbelt. Letter C, Ford, it is an influential automaker, but not the first to create the modern 3-point seatbelt. And letter D, Mercedes-Benz, also a leader in car safety, but Volvo was the first with the 3-point design. So answer is letter B, Volvo. Number 2. A spark plug is used to ignite the fuel in a diesel engine. A. True, B. False, C. Maybe, D. It depends on the unit. Answer letter B, false. Why? Diesel engines do not use spark plugs. Instead, they rely on compression ignition. The air is compressed until it becomes hot enough to ignite the diesel when fuel it is injected into the cylinder. Spark plugs are used in petrol or gasoline engines, where they produce a spark to ignite the fuel mixture. So, letter B, false. Number 3. The first affordable automobile, the car that opened travel to the common middle-class American. A. Chevrolet Camaro, B. Ford Model T, C. Dodge Charger, D. Buick Roadmaster. Answer, letter B, Ford Model T. Ford Model T, it was introduced in 1908 by Henry Ford. The Model T was the first mass-produced, affordable automobile that allowed middle-class Americans to own a car. That's the Ford Model T. Letter A, Chevrolet Camaro. It is a sporty car introduced in the 1960s, not the first affordable car. Letter C, Dodge Charger. It is a performance car from the 1960s, not an early affordable vehicle. And letter D, Buick Roadmaster. It is a luxury car, not aimed at affordability for the general public. So the only answer here is letter B, Ford Model T. Next, number 4. A customer complains of a whining noise only when turning. Tech A says the power steering pump may be faulty. Tech B says the left front wheel bearing may be worn. Who is right? A, Tech A, B, Tech B, C, both Tech A and Tech B, D, neither Tech A nor Tech B. Answer letter A, Tech A. Tech A, or the power steering pump, may be faulty. So whining noises during turning often indicate a problem with the power steering pump or low power steering fluid. While letter B says, who says the left front wheel bearing may be worn. Did you know that worn wheel bearings usually cause grinding or humming noises that vary with vehicle speed, not specifically when turning? Okay, so that's the difference. So answer for this item is letter A, Tech A. Number 5. Which company makes cars like Ghost and Phantom? A, Mercedes-Benz, B, BMW, C, Bentley, D, Rolls-Royce. Answer letter D, Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce manufactures ultra-luxury cars like the Ghost, Phantom, and Cullinan. So that's the Rolls-Royce cars. For letter A, Mercedes-Benz, they are known for luxury cars like the S-Class, but not the Ghost or Phantom. Letter B, BMW, it owns Rolls-Royce motors, but the Ghost and Phantom are branded under Rolls-Royce, not BMW directly. And letter C, Bentley, it is another British luxury brand, but their models include Continental, GT, and Bentayga. So, answer letter D, Rolls-Royce. 6. What is the full form of MRF or tire company? A, Madras Radial Factory, B, Madras Rubber Factory, C, Madras Radial Fibers, D, Madras Rubber Fibers. Answer letter B, Madras Rubber Factory. MRF originally stood for Madras Rubber Factory. It is an Indian company well known for manufacturing tires, tubes, and rubber products. For letter A, sounds related but not the correct name of the company. Letter C, Madras Radial Fibers, so still incorrect. So this is not the full name of MRF. And letter D also incorrect. So not the original or official expansion. So letter B is the correct answer, Madras Rubber factory, or MRF. 7. What is the main function of a catalytic converter in a vehicle's exhaust system? A. To increase fuel efficiency. B. To reduce harmful emissions. C. To improve engine performance. Or letter D. To cool down the exhaust gases. Answer, letter B, to reduce harmful emissions. A catalytic converter helps convert toxic gases like carbon monoxide or CO, hydrocarbons or HC, and nitrogen oxides or NOx into less harmful substances like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and water vapor. For letter A, to increase fuel efficiency, so it is not the primary rule. So catalytic converters mainly focus on cleaning exhaust gases. For letter C, to improve engine performance, while indirectly it can help, this is not the main purpose. Letter D, to cool down the exhaust gases. The converter does get hot during operation but doesn't primarily cool gases. So, answer letter B, to reduce harmful emissions. 8. What is the second stroke in a petrol engine? A. Intake stroke. B. Power stroke. C. Compression stroke. D. Exhaust stroke. Answer letter C, compression stroke. This is the second stroke, where the piston moves up to compress the air-fuel mixture for ignition. Her letter A, intake stroke. This is the first stroke. This is where the air-fuel mixture enters the cylinder. Letter B, this is the third stroke, when the spark ignites the compressed mixture and pushes the piston down. Letter D, exhaust stroke. This is the fourth and final stroke. This is where burned gases are pushed out of the cylinder. So first stroke, intake stroke. Second stroke, compression stroke. Third stroke, power stroke. And fourth and final stroke, exhaust stroke. So, for second stroke in a petrol engine, answer letter C, compression stroke. 9. Name the brand or company which has 4 overlapping rings as its logo or emblem. A. Toyota. B. Audi. C. BMW. D. Mercedes-Benz. Answer letter B, Audi. Audi's logo features 4 interlocking rings representing the 4 founding companies of Auto Union. So that's the logo of Audi. While Toyota logo has 3 overlapping ellipses, not 4 rings. BMW's logo is a circle divided into blue and white sections symbolizing a spinning propeller. And letter D, Mercedes-Benz, uses a 3-pointed star inside a circle. So answer letter B, Audi. Number 10. Which of the following is a South Korean car maker? A. Mazda. B. Kia. C. Dodge. D. Opel. Answer, letter B, Kia. Kia is a South Korean car company and a subsidiary of Hyundai Motor Group. For letter A, Mazda. Mazda is a Japanese car manufacturer. Letter C, Dodge is an American car brand owned by Stellantis. Letter D, Opel is a German car maker now part of Stellantis. So answer, South Korean car maker, letter B, Kia. 11. Pick out the odd one with respect to their function. A, tires. B, crankshaft. C, fog lamp. D, camshaft. Answer, letter C, fog lamp. Fog lamp is an external lighting device used to improve visibility in foggy conditions. So the odd one in this list is the fog lamp. Tires, crankshaft, and camshaft are all mechanical components of a vehicle's engine or drivetrain. The fog lamp serves a different function compared to the other items, making it the odd one out in terms of their function. For letter A, tires, it is related to vehicle movement and support. Letter B, crankshaft, the engine component involved in converting linear piston motion to rotational motion. And letter D, camshaft, engine component that controls valve timing. So, letter C, fog lamp, is the odd one because it is part of the lighting system, while the others are involved in the engine or movement systems. So, letter C. 12. When the driver turns the key to the start position, an electrical connection is made between the vehicle battery and the blank of the ignition coil. A, secondary winding. B, distributor cap. C, primary winding. D, spark plug. Answer, letter C, primary winding. The primary winding is connected to the battery when the key is turned to start, allowing current to flow and build a magnetic field. The primary winding receives the low voltage power from the battery, which is then transformed to high voltage in the secondary winding. For letter A, secondary winding, this part receives high voltage after the coil steps it up. It's not directly connected to the battery. Letter B, distributor cap. It distributes high voltage to spark plugs but isn't directly connected to the battery. And letter D, spark plug. It receives the spark but isn't connected directly to the battery. So the only answer here is letter C, primary winding. Number 13. What is the two-wheeler division of BMW known as? A, BMW two-wheelers. B, BMW motorcycles. C, BMW Motorrad. D, BMW. Answer, letter C, BMW Motorrad. BMW Motorrad is the official motorcycle division of BMW, producing bikes known for performance, luxury, and touring capabilities. For letter A, BMW two-wheelers, this is incorrect, so not the official name. Letter B, BMW motorcycles. This is a general description but not the brand's official name. And letter D, it refers to the main brand. So not specifically its motorcycle division. So answer letter C, BMW Motorrad. Number 14, which device reduces the airborne noise of the engine? A. Mud flap, B. Crank, C. Connecting rod, D. Silencer. Answer letter D. Silencer. The silencer or muffler is part of the exhaust system designed to reduce engine noise. So what is muffler? A muffler is a device that reduces the noise and emissions from a vehicle's engine. It's located at the bottom rear of a car and it's part of its exhaust system. So that's the muffler or silencer. Or letter A, mud flap. It prevents mud and debris from being thrown into the tires and it does not reduce noise. Letter B, crank. It is part of the engine that converts piston motion to rotational motion. So, no rule in noise reduction. For letter C, connecting rod. It connects the piston to the crankshaft. No rule in noise reduction. So, answer letter D, silencer or muffler. 15. What is the mascot of the Michelin tire company called? A. Bibendum, B. Muscle Man, C. Baby Bob, D. Bucky Beaver. Answer, Bibendum. Bibendum, also known as the Michelin Man, is the iconic mascot of the Michelin tire company. So it evolves over the years. For letter B, Muscle Man, it is not related to Michelin and also with Baby Bum. For letter D, Bucky Fever, it is a mascot of the AAA or American Automobile Association, not Michelin. So answer letter A, Bibendum. 16. There are 2 by 100 W driving lights, 100 watts driving lights attached to a vehicle. If they draw somewhat 8.3A when switched on, tell us what voltage the vehicle is. A. 6 volts, B. 12 volts, C. 24 volts, D. 48 volts. Answer, letter C, 24 volts. So given, we have 2 driving lights, each 100 watts. So total power equals 2 times 100 watts, that's equals to 200 watts. So for current drawn, that's 8.3 amperes. So we will use the formula Ohm's law variant given. So voltage equals load or power divided by current. So voltage equals the given for power, which is 200 watts, divided by given for current, that's 8.3 amperes. So that's 24.1 volts or 24 volts. Letter C. For letter A, 6 volts. So we know that it is too low for this current and power. For letter B, it would draw higher current than 8.3 amperes. For letter D, 48, so it is higher than calculated voltage, so less likely. So answer here, letter C, 24 volts. 17. What do you call the type of ignition system in which two cylinders share one coil? A. Distributor ignition system. B. Coil on plug ignition system. C. Waste spark ignition system. Or letter D. Transistorized ignition system. Answer, letter C, waste spark ignition system. In this system, one coil fires two spark plugs simultaneously. One cylinder on the compression stroke and the other on the exhaust stroke or the waste spark. For letter A, distributor ignition system, so it uses one coil and a distributor to send sparks to each cylinder, but doesn't share coils between two cylinders at once. For letter B, coil on plug ignition system, so each cylinder has its own coil mounted directly on the spark plug. In letter D, transistorized ignition system, it uses electronic components to control ignition timing but doesn't describe coil sharing. So the only correct answer here is letter C, waste spark ignition system. 18. What is the full form of ABS or a safety technology used in cars and bikes? A. Automatic brake support. B. Anti-lock braking system. C. Active balance system. D. Auto brake sensor. Answer, letter B, anti-lock braking system. ABS prevents the wheels from locking up during sudden braking, helping the driver maintain steering control. So that's the anti-lock braking system. For letter A, automatic brake support, sounds related but not the correct term for ABS. Letter C, active balance system. It is not a real system in standard vehicles, so it's incorrect in this context. For letter D, auto brake sensor, may sound technical, but it's not the full form of ABS. So answer, full form of ABS, that's anti-lock braking system. Letter B. 19. ESP keeps your car safely on track. ESP stands for blank. A. Electronic speed protection. B. Engine safety program. C. Emergency stop power. D. Electronic stability program. Answer, letter D, electronic stability program. ESP helps maintain control by preventing skidding or sliding, especially in curves or slippery conditions. For letter A, electronic speed protection, sounds similar but incorrect. So ESP is not specifically about speed. Letter B, engine safety program. ESP is related to vehicle handling, not engine safety. And letter C, emergency stop power. This isn't a real vehicle safety system name. So the only correct answer here is letter D, electronic stability program. 20. Vespa, Moto Guzzi, and Aprilia are a part of which brand? A. Piaggio, B. Harley Davidson, C. Honda, D. Ducati. Answer, letter A, Piaggio. Piaggio is an Italian company that owns Vespa. Moto Guzzi, Aprilia, and several other two-wheeler brands. So that's the Vespa, Moto Guzzi, and Aprilia. For letter B, Harley Davidson. So it is a famous American motorcycle brand. So it is not related to Vespa, Aprilia, or Moto Guzzi. Letter C, Honda. It is a Japanese company known for making motorcycles, but it doesn't own these brands. Or letter D, Ducati. It is an Italian motorcycle manufacturer, but it is owned by Lamborghini, which is under the Volkswagen Group. So, not Piaggio. So, answer letter A, Piaggio. Number 21. Mazda, Infiniti, and Acura are automakers from which country? A, American, B, South Korean, C, Japanese, D, German. Answer letter C, Japanese. Mazda, it is an independent Japanese automaker. For Infiniti, it is a luxury division of Nissan. And for Acura, it is a luxury division of Honda. For letter A, American, so it is incorrect. So brands like Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge are American. For letter B, South Korean, still incorrect. So Hyundai and Kia are South Korean brands. For letter D, still incorrect. So for German, it is Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen. Volkswagen are German brands. So for Mazda, Infiniti, and Acura, so they are Japanese. 22. Most vehicles today use the blank type of ignition system. A, coil-on plug, B, waste spark, C, distributor ignition, D, capacitor discharge ignition. Answer letter A, coil-on plug. Most modern vehicles use this system where each spark plug has its own coil directly mounted on top for better efficiency and control. For letter B, waste spark, it is an older or simpler systems that may use this, but it is less common now. Letter C, distributor ignition, it is used in older cars. Distributors are mostly phased out today. Letter D, capacitor discharge ignition. It used in some motorcycles and small engines, but not common in most modern cars. So answer letter A, coil-on plug. Number 23. The hottest part of the spark plug is the blank. A, ground electrode, B, insulator, C, center electrode, D, spark gap. Answer, letter C, center electrode. This part reaches the highest temperature because it conducts the high voltage spark and is directly involved in combustion. So that's center electrode. For letter A, ground electrode, it conducts electricity to ground but is cooler compared to the center electrode. Letter B, insulator. It is made of ceramic. It insulates but doesn't get as hot as the electrode. Letter D, spark gap. The gap where the spark jumps but not a physical part that heats up. So answer letter C, center electrode. Number 24. Tech A says that a defective crankshaft or camshaft position sensor can prevent an engine from starting. Tech B says that if a diagnostic throat code or DTC indicates a problem with the crankshaft or camshaft position sensor, you will always have to replace the sensor. Who is correct? A. Tech A, B. Tech B, C. Both Tech A and Tech B, or letter D, neither Tech A nor Tech B. Answer, letter A, Tech A. A faulty crankshaft or camshaft position sensor can stop the engine from starting because the engine control unit or ECU depends on their signals to time ignition and fuel ignition. In internal combustion engines, the crankshaft converts the reciprocating or up and down motion of the pistons into rotational motion, while the camshaft controls the opening and closing of the engine's valves, ensuring proper intake and exhaust timing. Where Tech B, so it is not always correct. So sometimes the sensor wiring, connectors, or related components cause the problem. So a sensor replacement is not always necessary. So the correct answer here is letter A, Tech A. 25. What is the name of the car brand that is quite popular in James Bond movies? A. Aston Martin, B. Toyota, C. Lexus, D. Cadillac. Answer, letter A, Aston Martin. Aston Martin is famously associated with James Bond, and then models like DB5, DBS, and V8 Vantage have appeared in many Bond films. Or letter B, Toyota, so not typically linked with Bond, though a Toyota 2000 GT did appear in You Only Live Twice. That's a movie from 1967, but it's not the iconic brand for the series. Letter C, Lexus. It is a luxury brand, but not featured in Bond films. Letter D, Cadillac. It is an American brand, but it is not associated with James Bond. So, the car brand that is quite popular in James Bond movies is Aston Martin. Letter A. Number 26. The steering wheel airbag is being replaced on a vehicle with a tilt wheel. All of the following precautions should be observed except A. Disconnect the battery before starting work. B. Always test the airbag by bringing battery power directly to the airbag. Letter C. Handle the airbag module carefully to avoid accidental deployment. Or letter D. Wear safety glasses during the replacement. So answer letter B. Always test the airbag by bringing battery power directly to the airbag. So answer letter B. Always test the airbag by bringing battery power directly to the airbag. Or letter A. Disconnect the battery before starting work. It is a good safety practice to prevent accidental deployment. Letter C. Handle the airbag module carefully to avoid accidental deployment, so it is an important precaution. And letter D, wear safety glasses during the replacement. So yes, it protects your eyes in case of accidental deployment. So answer letter B. Number 27. A 48-volt forklift battery has individual 2-volt cells. There are how many cells? A12, B18, C24, D48. Answer letter C, 24. Each cell is 2 volts. So for total voltage, so the number of cells times voltage per cell. So let's substitute for the number of cells equals total voltage divided by voltage per cell. Then let's substitute for total voltage. We have the 48 volts divided by 2 volts cells. So 48 divided by 2, that's 24 cells. Since each individual cell has a voltage of 2 volts, to achieve a total voltage of 48 volts for the forklift battery, there must be 24 cells. This is because 2 volts multiplied by 24 cells equals 48 volts. So that's why our answer is letter C, 24. Number 28. A high voltage spark must cross the spark plug electrode as the piston approaches top dead center or TDC of the blank. A. Intake stroke, B. Power stroke, C. Compression stroke, D. Exhaust stroke. Answer letter C, compression stroke. The spark occurs near the end of the compression stroke, right as the piston reaches TDC, igniting the mixture. For letter A, intake stroke, during intake, the piston draws in air-fuel mixture, but the spark doesn't occur here. For letter B, power stroke, this is when the fuel-air mixture burns and pushes the piston down, but the spark happens just before this. In letter D, exhaust stroke, the piston pushes out exhaust gases. No spark is needed for exhaust stroke. So, answer letter C, compression stroke. Number 29. Ignition coils are basically blank. A. Step-down transformers, B. Step-up transformers, C. Capacitors, D. Resistors. Answer letter B, step-up transformers. Ignition coils increase the low battery voltage to a high voltage needed to create a spark in the spark plugs. So that's the step-down transformer and the step-up transformer. For letter A, step-down transformers, so remember, these reduce voltage, but ignition coils increase voltage. So that's the step-down transformers. For letter C, capacitors, it store electrical energy temporarily. It is not used in this way in ignition coils. For letter D, resistors, it resists electrical current, but ignition coils transform voltage. So, answer for these items, letter B, step-up transformers. Number 30. Tech A says that you can test for defective ignition wires by using a spray bottle and water. Tech B says that you can test for defective ignition wires with a grounded test lead. Who is correct? A. Tech A, B. Tech B, C. Both Tech A and Tech B. D. Neither Tech A nor Tech B. Answer letter C, both Tech A and Tech B. They are correct. For Tech A, spraying water on ignition wires can help reveal cracks or breaks because moisture causes arcing where the insulation is damaged. And for letter B, also correct. Using a grounded test lead helps check for continuity and shorts in ignition wires with a multimeter. So, both methods are valid for testing ignition wires. Answer letter C. Number 31. Which is the largest two-wheeler company in the world in terms of sales? A. Honda, B. Yamaha, C. Suzuki, D. AUTOMOTIVE. Answer letter A, Honda. Honda is the largest two-wheeler manufacturer globally by sales volume, known for its wide range of motorcycles and scooters. Letter B, Yamaha. It is a major player, but sales are lower than Honda's. Letter C, it is a popular brand, Suzuki, but smaller in sales compared to Honda. In letter D, AUTOMOTIVE, it is the India's largest two-wheeler maker. So it is India's largest two-wheeler maker, but globally smaller than Honda. So answer letter A, Honda. Number 32. During a routine steering inspection on a rack and pinion system, the tech finds that a bellows boot is scrap. The tech should A. Ignore it since it doesn't affect steering. B. Lubricate the boot to prevent further damage. C. Replace the entire steering rack. D. Inspect and or replace the inner tie rod and replace the bellows boot. Answer letter D. Inspect and or replace the inner tie rod and replace the bellows boot. The cracked boot can allow dirt to damage the inner tie rod, so it should be checked and repaired if necessary. For letter A, ignore it since it doesn't affect steering. This is incorrect. A cracked boot lets dirt and moisture in, which can damage steering components. For letter B, lubricate the boot to prevent further damage. Did you know that lubrication won't fix a cracked boot or protect the inner tie rod from contamination? Letter C, replace the entire steering wrap. Sometimes necessary, but first inspect the tie rod and replace the boot. Full replacement may not be needed. So, the only answer here is letter D. Number 33. What is the parent company's name that owns the brands Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac, and Vauxhall? A. General Motors, B. Ford, C. Fiat, D. Toyota. Answer letter A, General Motors or GM. GM is the parent company of Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac, and formerly called Vauxhall, or now owned by Stellantis, but was under GM until 2007. So it's just recently. So that's the General Motors. We have Chevrolet, Holden, Bojan, GMC, Vauxhall, Cadillac, Opel, and Buick. For letter B, Ford, it owns brands like Lincoln and formerly Volvo, the Jaguar and Land Rover, but not the ones listed above. Letter C, Fiat, now part of Stellantis, owns Fiat, Chrysler, Jeep, Alfa Romeo, and etc. Or letter D, Toyota. It is a Japanese auto car maker with brands like Lexus and Daihatsu. So this is not related to the listed brands. So answer letter A, General Motors or GM. Number 34. In a car engine's lubrication system, what is the function of the oil pump? A, to filter the oil. B, to cool the oil. C, to circulate the oil. D, to store the oil. Answer letter C, to circulate the oil. The oil pump moves the oil through the engine to lubricate moving parts. For letter A, to filter the oil, this is the job of the oil filter, not the pump. Letter B, to cool the oil. Oil cooling is done by the oil cooler or radiator, not the pump. Letter D, to store the oil. The oil is stored in the oil pan or sump, not by the pump. So, answer here for these items, letter C, to circulate the oil. So that's the purpose of the oil pump. Number 35. Which has the largest diameter? A, 3/8 inches. B, 3/16 inches. C, 3/4 inches. D, 3/2 inches. Answer letter D, 3/2 inches. So let's get it by fraction to decimal. For letter A, so that's 3/8. So fraction to decimal, that's 0.375 inches. For letter B, 3/16, so that's 0.1875 inches. For letter C, 3/4, that's 0.75 inches. While 3/2 or 3/2 inches, that's 1.5 inches, which is the largest. So answer letter D, 3/2 or 1.5 inches. Number 36. Which of the following is not a part of the engine assembly? A, piston. B, crankshaft. C, cylinder. D, propeller shaft. Answer letter D, propeller shaft. A propeller shaft is a part of the drivetrain which transfers power from the engine or transmission to the wheels. So, this is not part of the engine assembly. It is part of the drivetrain which transfers power from the engine or transmission to the wheels. For letter A, piston, so it is a key part of the engine. It moves up and down inside the cylinder to convert fuel energy into motion. For letter B, crankshaft, it is part of the engine that converts the pistons up and down motion into rotational motion. For letter C, cylinder, the chamber where the piston moves. So it is essential to the engine's function. So not part of the engine assembly. Letter D, propeller shaft. 37. What are the different engine layouts in a car? A, front only. B, front and rear. C, front and middle. D, all of the above. answer, letter D, all of the above. Cars can have engines in the front, middle, or rear. So all these layouts exist. So for letter A, front only, many cars have the engine mounted in the front of the vehicle. For letter B, front and rear, some cars have engines either in the front or in the rear. In letter C, front and middle, so sports cars often have a mid-engine layout with the engine placed between the front and rear axles. For front engine, so engine is in the front of the car, over or in front of the wheels. So it is common in most regular cars like Toyota, Honda, and etc. So for pros, we have pros and cons for the front engine. For pros, it gives more space for passengers and trunk, and it is easier and cheaper to maintain. For cons, it can affect handling. More weight in front can cause understeer. For middle engine, engine is behind the seats but in front of the rear wheels. So it is common in high performance and supercars like Ferrari, McLaren, and etc. For pros, it is best balance and handling, near 50-50 weight distribution, and it is great for performance driving. For cons, it is less storage space and more expensive and harder to maintain. And last, the rear engine. Engine is behind the rear wheels or at the very back. So it is common in some sports cars like the Porsche 911 and old VW Beetles. For pros, it is good tractions or weight over drive wheels and unique driving feel. For cons, it can be harder to control, especially at high speeds. It tends to oversteer. So, we have the summary here for front, mid, and rear engine layouts. So, answer letter D, all of the above. Number 38. Which Japanese automaker has a luxury vehicle division called Lexus? A. Nissan, B. Honda, C. Mazda, D. Toyota. Answer, letter D. Toyota. Lexus is the luxury vehicle division of Toyota, known for its high-end sedans and SUVs. Letter A, Nissan's. Nissan's luxury division is Infiniti, not Lexus. So letter B, Honda. Honda's luxury division is Acura. Letter C, Mazda. Mazda does not have a separate luxury division. So for for number 38, letter D, Toyota. 39. What could cause air bubbles in the power steering fluid? A. Dirty fluid, B. worn pump, C. faulty hose, D. low fluid level. Answer, letter D, low fluid level. When fluid is low, air can get sucked into the system causing bubbles. Or letter A, dirty fluid, it can cause other problems but not usually air bubbles. Or letter B, worn pump, it may cause noise or loss of pressure, but air bubbles are typically due to air entering the system. For letter C, faulty hose, it can let air enter, but the main cause is often low fluid level. So answer letter D, low fluid level. 40. Tech S says that you can test the ignition coil with an ohmmeter. Tech B says that you can test the ignition coil with an oscilloscope. Who is correct? A. Tech A, B. Tech B, C. Both Tech A and Tech B, D. Neither Tech A nor Tech B. Answer letter A, Tech A. For Tech A, yes, you can use an ohmmeter to check the primary and secondary resistance of an ignition coil. This is common and basic test to identify if the coil windings are open or out of spec. For letter B, for Tech B, it uses oscilloscope. Saying you can test with an oscilloscope is incorrect. So in fact, an oscilloscope is a very effective tool for diagnosing ignition coils, especially for detecting intermittent faults or observing real-time coil performance during engine operation. So, correct here is letter A, Tech A. Number 41. Which company patented the digital twin spark ignition technology? A. Honda, B. Yamaha, C. TVS, D. Baha. Answer letter D. Baha. Baha Auto patented the digital twin spark ignition or DTSI technology, which improves combustion efficiency and performance. For letter A, Honda, it is known for many innovations but not this one. Letter B, Yamaha, it is a popular motorcycle manufacturer but not associated with this patent. For letter C, TVS, it is another Indian two-wheeler maker but not the patent holder. So answer letter D, Baha. 42. Excessive looseness is experienced in a power steering gear or non-rack and pinion type. The cause of this problem could be A. Worn steering knuckle, B. Faulty steering column, C. A loose worm shaft bearing preload adjustment, D. Damaged tie rod ends. Answer letter C. A loose worm shaft bearing preload adjustment. So if the worm shaft bearing preload is loose, it causes play or looseness in the steering gear. For letter A, worn steering knuckle, it may cause steering issues but not usually looseness in the gear itself. For letter B, faulty steering column, it affects steering input but not typically looseness inside the gear. And letter D, damaged tie rod ends, it causes looseness at the wheel ends, not in the steering gear mechanisms. So answer letter C. 43. Which company has the tagline Vorsprung durch Technik? A. Bugatti, B. Mercedes-Benz, C. Audi, D. BMW. Answer letter C, Audi. Vorsprung durch Technik means advancement through technology and is Audi's famous slogan. For letter A, Bugatti, it is known for luxury supercars but not this tagline. For letter B, Mercedes-Benz, it is famous for the best or nothing. Letter D, BMW, it is known for the ultimate driving machine. So answer for this item, Vorsprung durch Technik, letter C, Audi. Number 44. CRDI stands for A. Compressed rail direct ignition, B. Common rail diesel injection, C. Common rail direct fuel injection, D. Controlled rapid diesel injection. Answer letter C. Common rail direct fuel injection. CRDI is a modern fuel injection system used in diesel engines for better efficiency and performance. For letter A, compressed rail direct ignition, it is incorrect. It is not the right term. As well as letter B, common rail diesel injection, it is close, but the full term is common rail direct fuel injection for letter C. In letter D, controlled rapid diesel injection, it is not the correct term. So the only correct answer here is letter C, common rail direct fuel injection. Number 45. Which metric socket fits best? A. 10 mm, B. 12 mm, C. 13 mm, D. 14 mm. Answer, letter C, 13 mm. So the best answer is 13 mm because it's closest to 12.7 mm and will fit the 1/2 inches bolt head most effectively. So the bolt has a 1/2 inch or inches head, which is equivalent to 12.7 mm. Since the closest metric socket size to 12.7 mm is 13 mm, the 13 mm socket will most effectively remove the bolt. For letter A, 10 mm, it is too small. Letter B, 12 mm, it is slightly smaller than 12.7 mm and may be tight. For letter D, 14 mm, it is too large. So for letter C, which is the correct answer, it is slightly larger than 12.7 mm, usually the best fit. So letter C. 46. Double wishbone is a type of blank. A. Steering, B. Braking, C. Transmission, D. Suspension. Answer, letter D, suspension. The double wishbone is a type of suspension system that improves handling and stability by allowing each wheel to react independently. For letter A, steering, steering systems control the direction of the vehicle, but not the double wishbone is not a part of it. Letter B, braking, braking systems help slow or stop the vehicle, still not related to the double wishbone. Letter C, transmission. Transmission handles gear shifting and power delivery, not suspension. So answer letter D. 47. Which company owns this brand? Bentley, Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Audi. A. Mercedes-Benz, B. Volkswagen, C. BMW, D. Ford. Answer letter B, Volkswagen. The Volkswagen Group owns the car brands like Bentley, Bugatti, Lamborghini, and Audi. Specifically, Audi is a subsidiary of the Volkswagen Group, and Lamborghini is owned by Audi. The Volkswagen Group also owns other brands like Porsche, Seat, Skoda, and the Volkswagen brand itself. For letter A, Mercedes-Benz, it is a well-known luxury car brand, but it does not own these brands. For letter C, BMW, it owns brands like Mini and Rolls-Royce cars, but not the ones listed here. Letter D, Ford. It owns brands like Lincoln and used to own Jaguar and Land Rover, but not Bentley, Bugatti, and etc. So answer letter B, Volkswagen. 48. Which device helps to supply the air-fuel mixture to the engine? A. Alternator, B. Carburetor, C. Muffler, D. Radiator. Answer letter B. Carburetor. The carburetor mixes air and fuel in the correct ratio before sending it to the engine. For letter A, alternator, it generates electrical power, not involved in supplying air-fuel mixture. For letter C, muffler, it reduces noise from the exhaust, not involved in fuel supply. For letter D, yes, that's the radiator. And correct answer here is letter B, carburetor. 49. When a 2-volt lead-acid battery is discharged, what is the end state of the electrolyte liquid? A. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4, B. Water or H2O, C. Hydrochloric acid or HCI, or letter D. Lead sulfate, PbSO4. Answer letter B, water or H2O. During discharge, the sulfuric acid in the electrolyte reacts with the lead plates and forms lead sulfate on the plates. This reaction causes the sulfuric acid concentration in the electrolyte to decrease, effectively diluting the electrolyte into mostly water. So, as the battery discharges, the electrolyte becomes more like water. Or lead sulfate or PbSO4 forms on the plates, not in the electrolyte liquid itself. Hydrochloric acid or HCI is unrelated to lead acid batteries. So, answer here is letter B, water or H2O. Last number, 50. The clutch, gear, wheels, axle, and shaft are put together to form the blank. A. Transmission system, B. Braking system, C. Suspension system, letter D. Steering system. Answer letter A, transmission system. These parts work together to transfer power from the engine to the wheels, allowing the vehicle to move and change speeds. So that's the drive shaft, the engine, the gearbox, and the clutch. For letter B, braking system. This system allows or stops the vehicle, so it doesn't include gears or shafts. For letter C, suspension system, it supports the vehicle and absorbs shocks unrelated to gears and or clutch. And letter D, steering system, it controls the direction of the vehicle, not involved with clutch or gears. So, the correct answer for number 50 is letter A, transmission system. So, that ends our 50 items automotive concepts. So, please comment your scores in the comment section. And I hope you get a passing score of 38 and above. Okay, that's it for today's TLE and TVTE review session. I hope you learned something new and valuable to help you prepare for the LEPT. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more helpful review content. If you got questions or topics you want us to cover, please drop them in the comments below. So remember, consistency and faith go a long way in your journey to becoming a licensed teacher. So see you in the next video and good luck, future LPTs.